It's two dudes with attitudes of wrestling podcast with Ryan enjoys wrestling and MWO, and this is our AEW edition where we're going to talk all things Grand Slam Australia, mate, and we're talking Dynamite. Ryan, AEW's cooking, brother, all the way from down under to all the way into my heart. They have been cooking and cooking and cooking. You excited to break down this episode?
Yeah, it was AEW, man. They're doing their thing. 2025 was a good year for them. 2026 is even better so far. So they are doing fantastic stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about this.
All right, let's do it. Hit that music.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. With Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all elite. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
So with that said, we're going to start off with the Dynamite / pay-per-view / Grand Slam Australia episode that was on this Saturday. They had 6 matches, and after we talk about the first match, believe it or not, it wasn't a real pay-per-view, so there are time limits, y'all. So we will break that down. But we're going to do what we normally do, 2 thumbs with attitudes, where we're each going to give a thumb up or a thumb down to each episode. A thumb up means it has to be 80% or better, which means the match could still be good. It just wasn't above average. Anything is C or less is a thumbs down. So the match could be good. You might see a few thumbs down from me on this thing. I saw people saying this was better than the Rumble. I don't agree with that. The Rumble had one bad match, which is the men's Rumble, but I think they were pretty even. But let's break it down. First match of the night, we had Moxley and Takeshita into a draw. They had a draw in their match for the Continental title, right? Continental? Yeah, that's the one they have. So, thumbs up or a thumbs down, Ryan?
This is going to pain me to do this, but I'm going to go thumbs down. I didn't think this was their best match. I think the one at Revolution, which we'll get into it when we talk Dynamite, is going to be way better. But I think this one, I didn't like the time limit draw. I did like that they ad-libbed at the end. I felt like you could see Jon Moxley like talking to the referee about what they were going to do. And I don't know if that was planned or what, but after the time limit draw to send because the crowd was not happy about that. They were booing, and they had Jon Moxley and the Death Riders go after Takeshita and the Don Callis family to get the cheers and the pops again. So I thought it was a great way to think on their feet, if that's in fact what they did. That's how they made it. That's how they made it look. That's what the perception is. So sometimes perception is reality. But this match just didn't do it for me. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down, but thumbs up for the execution at the end.
I'm going to go with thumbs down too. I give it a C just because of the time limit draw. I hate time limit draws, and I don't know why AEW continues to do them, because every time limit draw they've ever had, they've been booed. So why keep doing them? If there's other ways to get to a non-finish, stop with the damn time limit draws. And the problem is the match felt like it. The entire match, I was like, this feels like they're just trying to get somewhere. They were trying to get somewhere, all right, to a time limit draw. The stuff that happened with Moxley was after the match, so I can't grade it on that. Yeah. But yes, it did look like he mouthed to the ref, and the ref mouthed off to Takeshita, then Takeshita laid him out, which, if that's Moxley, good props to you, knowing, and he is a true professional and probably the best thing to ever happen to AEW. So I'm not surprised. But yeah, big thumbs down to start off the pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me get these time limit draws out of my face. All right, second match of the night, the Babes of Wrath defended against Ford and Bane. Their tag team titles. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
When we did our predictions last week, I predicted that we were going to get the Babes, or
yeah, you did.
Megan Bane and what's their team name? The
Megan Ford.
Yeah, Megan Bane and Penelope
I forgot
Ford.
what it was called again. Yeah, I forgot what they were already called. Yeah, they have a name.
So I was going to say the Bane and Pain, but that, or Babes of Pain, but that's the Babes of Wrath. But anyway, I think they should have won. I do, but I'm gonna go thumbs up. I thought this was a good match. It was enjoyable. Harley Cameron is phenomenal. Willow Nightingale, like how can you hate those two women? Megan Bane is incredible. Like she is we'll get into what she did on Dynamite too with her taking out Marina Shafir. Just like good stuff, man. Like These women, all 4 of these women are fantastic. And I think this match should have opened the show instead of Moxley and Takeshita. But I thought it was a fun match. It was fun. It wasn't a technical masterpiece by any stretch. If I had to grade it, I would give it an 80%, right at 80%. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go thumbs down again. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I thought it was a C as well. I thought it was a good match, and I love all of these women. Penelope Ford's okay, but I love Megan Bayne obviously in every way. I love the Babes of Wrath. I think they're phenomenal. I just thought they could have brought it a little bit more. I thought the match just kind of happened, and I don't know if it's because this pay-per-view was on television, so they didn't have the full range of doing what they wanted. I do feel like they had to kind of end it. I think this ended exactly at 2.5 hours. I think they really had to like keep it on pace for some reason.
I think it was an episode of Collision. I think it was like
it was.
I think it was AEW Collision Grand Slam Australia or something. Yeah, so I think it was just a glorified episode of Collision.
It was. So this felt a little off. It wasn't perfect. So yeah, I'm going to go 2 thumbs down. I liked both the first 2 matches. Just don't think they were thumbs up. Once again, 80%.
Yep.
All right, third
enough.
match. But yeah, third match. We had Hangman Page, and the only match I called incorrectly. Hangman Page defeats Andrade to become the #1 contender to face off against the winner of MJF and Brody King. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'm going to go very fringe thumbs down. Only because I feel like it was the wrong guy. The wrong guy won. I love Hangman Page. Hangman Page is incredible. And I have no doubt that Hangman Page and MJF is going to be a fantastic match. I can't wait for it. It's going to be great. But you've been building. Andrade beat Kenny Omega. Andrade beat Swerve Strickland. You've been trying to make Andrade a thing. You've been giving him this ladies' man gimmick. You've been trying to, I guess, stick it to the WWE of like, hey, look what you lost and look what we got. And his first opportunity to get the #1 contendership, you have him lose. I don't know, man. Like the match was fine. The match was good. It was, I knew it would be. There's 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. But the outcome, man, I don't normally try to grade on the outcome, but this one was baffling to me. So for me, that's a thumbs down.
I'm going to go even though I wanted Andrade to win and I thought it was the right choice for everything you just said, I'm going to go thumbs up. I did enjoy the match. I thought it was fun. I don't want to be biased on who I think should have won or not won, but for the overall match, I thought it was good. I think Hangman Page did his thing. And we'll see if it was the right man or not. But yeah, we'll see what we do with Andrade moving forward. But Hangman Page getting the win, I give it a thumbs up. I thought it was a good match. I think Andrade's growing on me. I said he was a basic wrestler, and he's been having some good matches as he came to AEW. All right. We have Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm defeating the Death Riders and Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir in a hair-cutting match in which Wheeler Yuta got his hair cut. He was forced by Papa John himself. John Moxley made him, no, you made the bet. You got to stick with it, Sonny. Whoops. And brought him over to get his head shaved. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down. This match was like I wasn't, and I was expecting it to be a thumbs down going into it. Like I was not oh, this match is going to be incredible. Was it a fun match? Yes. Is Tony Storm incredible? Yes. Is Orange Cassidy incredible? Absolutely. Marina Shafir is her, and Wheeler Yuta is Wheeler Yuta. But this match. It's a gimmick match, and it was very predictable. We knew who was going to take the pin. It was the one that needed the haircut the most. So, thumbs. I'm just going to go thumbs down. Thumbs down.
Yeah, this is another thumbs down for me, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm really shitting on this episode. But once again, it was a C. It was another C match. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't above average. And, I don't like man-on-girl violence, and there was multiple of it. I know everyone's going to say, grow up, bro. You're woke. Did you not see the Attitude Era? Yeah, I was literally in high school.
I didn't like it then.
Lived. Yeah, and I didn't like it then either. I don't like it now. I don't like Wheeler Yuta laying out Tony Storm. I don't like Tony Storm pinning Wheeler Yuta. I just don't dig it. Men and women, we're in a time where domestic violence is a real deal. We shouldn't be promoting it. But nonetheless, the match was still just okay. So thumbs down. Thumbs down for me. Yeah, all right. Possibly the match of the night. some opinions. Kyle Fletcher defeats your boy, your hero, your distant cousin, Mark Briscoe, in a ladder match to retain his TNT title. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. This was a fun match. And I think I'm more excited that hopefully, knock on wood, it's over after this, because this was game 7. But I thought they both, saved their best for last. I think this was probably the best match of the 7 that they've had. I enjoyed it. It was fun from start to finish, but I'll give this one a thumbs up. Kyle Fletcher's he's going to put on great matches.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I thought that move that he did with Mark Briscoe, like the suplex, I forget what it's called, off the ladder, wasn't as big of a deal as everyone made it, but it was fun. They did a whole bunch of fun spots. They did great things. It was a very, very phenomenal match. I give it an A, so definitely a thumbs up. I can see why Kyle Fletcher won the title back for his hometown to have that match with Mark Briscoe. So I enjoyed it. And in the main event, we had the man who just got squashed by Brody King. MJF defends his world title against Brody King. Hangman Page comes instantly out after the match to force him to sign the contract. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. I thought that, I didn't know what they were going to do. I didn't know. It was like, how do you have MJF get squashed on Dynamite the week before, and then how do you follow that up? He can't just wrestle a great match, and that's exactly what he did. But it was it was an incredible match, and MJF just continues to be the guy in AEW. He continues to prove everybody wrong. Every time somebody doubts him, he goes on and puts on an incredible Iron Man match, an incredible death match, an incredible ladder match, an incredible dog collar match, and then this one with Brody King, one of the most, the biggest guys in AEW. I think it made Brody King look like a bigger star than he already was. Like, this was incredible. I loved everything about this match. I give it a 2 solid thumbs up, and it's because of MJF.
Yeah, I thumbs up as well. Great match. I thought Brody King did well as well. I thought it was very well. The thing that I love about MJF is that he's like the Roman Reigns of AEW, and not in the fact of where he's standing, but in match performances where he doesn't have to be Will Ospreay, he doesn't have to be these flippity-doo-dah Kyle Fletchers and all these guys, and yet MJF never has a bad match because he tells a story. And I know people tell me all the time, Will Ospreay does tell a story in the ring. No, he doesn't. He just flippity-doo-does. MJF tells a story. He doesn't have to do all that because he's telling a story, AEW hardcore fans, and that's what's great, and that's what Roman does. Roman tells a story. In his matches, you're feeling it. You're impacted by it. You want him to lose or win. It moves you. It's not just like, wow, woo, look at Darby Allin getting thrown into a steel step in a moving car in traffic. It's doing other things. It doesn't have to get you there. And MJF deserves a lot more respect than what he's getting in his in-ring abilities, because the dude has never had a bad match. So, yeah, but I give this 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah,
no, for sure. And I think this match had me questioning, like, are they really going to put the title on Brody King? Like that's how entertaining it was. That's how fun it was. That's how on the edge of my seat I was. So, I love what they did. Everything about it was great.
I agree. All right, let's get into Dynamite. You ready?
Always,
it's Dynamite. And we start off in this segment with Hangman Page and MJF cutting a promo. They go back and forth about who has to copy who carried what, who's this and that. It was good stuff. They're insulting each other back and forth, throwing out some WWE shade, this and that. And in the end, MJF tells Hangman Page that, you got to do something to hype me up. And so Hangman Page basically says, I'll have the match, and if you beat me, I will never, ever wrestle for the World Championship title again. MJF's going to pick his match stipulation, and Hangman Page goes ahead and tells him, let's have a Texas death match. MJF says he'll tell him in a week because he doesn't do cowboy shit and just think on the fly. But nonetheless, Ryan, Hangman, MJF doing what they do. They have a great promo. The end. We already know that. I don't have to talk about that. But Texas death match, that's kind of MJF's specialty in a sense, right? Is it not? I know it's Hangman's, but MJF has had some too, right? And then if Hangman loses, he can never wrestle for the World Championship again. So when is he signing to WWE?
He's going to be in the main. He's going to come to WWE and finish.
He's in the box. He's in the box.
That's why we can't open it until the chamber. He's gonna go finish his story at WrestleMania. But
dude, I'm so excited.
Listen,
just like somebody else. Yeah.
I think this is the beginning of a betrayal from Hangman Page. I think we're about to get. I personally want there to be a double turn, whether it's at Revolution or before then, where Hangman Page goes full on ballistic heel, and MJF becomes the sympathetic babyface. Because again, there's nothing that MJF can't do. There's nothing that this guy the match is going to be incredible. It always is. Everything MJF does is turns to gold. But one thing that MJF has done recently that's really impressed me and was his interview on Chris Van Fleet. But also, he did a lot of stuff for the AEW during the week of the Super Bowl, and he did a lot of stuff for AEW on a bunch of recent podcasts as well, like where he's hyping up AEW, but he's not coming across as over the top or like I was forced by Tony Khan to say this. We had the best wrestlers, and like he's coming across as a genuine human being, and he is he's in character for some of it, and then he breaks character for some of it as well. But I've been really impressed with just what I've heard and what I've seen, to the point where I'm like, all right, let's see MJF as a full-on babyface and ambassador for AEW, and let Hangman Page be the biggest heel in the business again. And let's just see what happens. Because, people, for whatever reason, people didn't like MJF's babyface run with Adam Cole. It's like shat upon. People don't talk about it.
Good.
But I loved it. I thought it was incredible. But now let's see how he is without Adam Cole. Let's get him to go babyface. I think it's long overdue. It's time for him to kind of drop the heel shtick in the over the top, shut your mouths, you marks. Like let's stop with that, and let's see how you do as a babyface.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I think that AEW loyalists or hardcores or whatever they're called just don't like MJF because he's a WWE type of wrestler. And so they want to shit on him because he's not Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, Kenny Omega, so on, but it doesn't have to be. But no, I fully agree. And I like that idea. I know Hangman's not going anywhere. He's not going to WWE. No. When he loses to MJF, he can't wrestle for the title. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. But
if he goes heel, then he's like, I lied. And
I lied. Yep.
Yeah. And he betrays him. He low blows MJF.
Yeah, I like the double heel turn. Stone Cold Bret Hart. I love it. Another great promo I liked, actually, believe it or not, was FTR and the Young Bucks. FTR comes out. They will in, Professor Stokely, in his chair, and he goes out to the ring, and FTR cuts a promo about how great they are, who they've always been, and how the Young Bucks have not been those people and had to be the EVPs, and blah 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 blah, and doing all this stuff. And as they're yapping off, they're not paying attention. Stokely's running his mouth about them for a while, and then out come the Young Bucks. They double, Shawn Michaels kick him, and then they double Shawn Michaels kick Professor Stokely. And I thought it was good stuff. I'm actually intrigued by it. Yeah, go ahead. What?
I was going to say, did your TV spaz out when the Young Bucks kicked Stokely Hathaway? Because mine did. Yeah. Like they jumped ahead or something. They edited it out. I don't know why they did that. That was really was it a mistake?
The power of the kick. No, it's just that's how big their super kicks are.
It was weird.
Yeah, no, it was, but I like it, and I'm intrigued by I know everyone's like, oh, FTR Young Bucks. Oh, here's Young Bucks again, but what else are you going to do? Who else is there in the tag team division? We're going to throw Private Party. The Young Bucks are doing great, man. And I like where they're going with this. They were there we'll talk about that later with Kenny Omega too, but I just like what they did with, I like this. I'm actually very, very excited to see FTR and the Young Bucks wrestle. So
yeah, I think it's going to be incredible. And the Young Bucks for the first time in a long time are coming across as likable. And I don't understand why. I think people are just so pissed off at, how bad the Young Bucks have been over the last couple of years in terms of their characters, not necessarily in ring, but just in terms of their characters and stuff, that they may have a little PTSD from it. But man, I like this segment. I thought FTR came across looking like credible heels, like best heels in the AEW at the moment, until something happened in the main event, which we'll get into. But and I think the Young Bucks, man, back to their old look, back to their old tights and everything like that, are coming across as strong baby faces. I liked it. I thought it was good.
I agree. All right. Well, this is not much to talk about, but Jon Moxley and Takeshita, they're going to go at it at Revolution in Los Angeles, baby, my hometown. I'm hoping to go to that. And now it's personal because their match will have, a big stipulation. no time limit. You know what's awesome about no time limits? Has there ever been a WWE time limit match in the past decade? Like, when's the last time you remember WWE like, all right, Gunther, 5 more minutes? Like, I just don't like, this is the stipulation. And Moxley said it all hard too, right? Like, you know what, Revolution, we're gonna have no time limit. But like, wow, cool. I'm so excited that we'll have an ending.
But AEW, their pay-per-views never have time. Like,
no,
like all their matches go. Like Will Ospreay will wrestle for like 45 minutes. There's never a time limit draw on their pay-per-views. The thing at Grand Slam, I didn't like it, but it was an episode of Collision, and they always do 20-minute time limits on every single match. So, I didn't like it, but it made sense. But yeah, this isn't a stipulation. That's just the norm for AEW pay-per-views. So I don't get why they're all excited about that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But nonetheless, the match is going to be, like you said, an absolute banger. They're going to tear the house down at Revolution. I think Moxley's still going to win it. I think this is when we get the Okada turn. But nonetheless,
hopefully,
good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get into what everyone was talking about. We had a shocker at the end of Monday Night Raw. We had a shocker at the end of Dynamite. Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega in the main event. Swerve not only beats Kenny Omega, beats him, he also then lays him out on a table afterwards in a devastating finisher onto the table, laying his ass out. Young Bucks came out to try to save him. They were there for Kenny Omega, but Swerve Strickland has gone full heel. I think this is the best thing you could. There's too many baby faces. You can't have all your top guys minus Okada be a baby face. We needed something else. We needed a different type of vibe because Swerve isn't going to be getting a title shot right now. He just lost to Andrade, for crying out loud. And Swerve is a natural heel. His vibe, his persona, his who's how. He's a heel, man, and he doesn't have the fun song anymore to come out to. Why not? I think this is going to be great for Swerve. I think he's going to rejuvenate himself a little bit because he has gotten a little stale in a sense, and he's not deserving of that because he is a top 5 AEW superstar. But what say you? He beats Omega, turns heel. He didn't like lose to Omega then turn heel because that's the WWE way of doing things. He beat him then turned heel afterwards. What say you?
Yeah, I thought this was a great way to end AEW, and he didn't just beat Kenny Omega; he pulverized and destroyed.
Yeah, he
Kenny
really
Omega.
did.
And but the best part about it was the beginning of Dynamite when they're going around and they're showing like Willow Nightingale saying like I'm gonna win my match tonight, and they cut over to someone else. I'm gonna win my match tonight, and then there's Swerve Strickland. I need this. That's all he said. I need this. And then he did it again after he beat up Kenny Omega. He looks at the camera and was like, I needed this. So it was really well done. And like I said before, I think this is leading to Swerve and Hangman kind of both of them turning heel, staying together, like staying unified, but both of them turning heel and destroying everything about AEW. Destroying the top guys, coming after everyone, going after the Don Callis family, going after the Death Riders, going after MJF, going after Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, whoever. Maybe they go after the tag team titles. And maybe this leads to the return of Will Ospreay, who Will Ospreay has the relationship with Swerve because they beat the Young Bucks to become the EVPs. And then he beat Hangman Adam Page beat him in the Owen Hart Invitational. So maybe this leads to Will Ospreay coming back. And Will Ospreay guy that takes Swerve and Hangman. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, I do think we're going to get Hangman Page and Swerve, both of them turning heel, and kind of running roughshod throughout AEW. And that's why MJF needs to go babyface.
I like that. I like all that. I don't know if it's all going to happen because I think it's too good to be true, but I like what you're saying. I dig it. I dig it a lot. And in the end, yeah, dude, Swerve did just mop the floor. That just shows that when you lose to Andrade, your only option after that, other than to jump off a bridge, is to turn full dark side. So that's what Swerve Strickland did. He's like, dude, I'm at rock's bottom right now, homie. I need to figure it out. So there you go. Yeah, that's our AEW week in review. It was a great episode, a great week of AEW. I'm excited for next week as well, and I'm so freaking stoked for Revolution. And I'm hoping, I haven't got tickets yet, but I'm going to. I'm hoping to be there live. I want to see that show. I was there last year. You should. I'm going to rock my shirt from last year there. Hangman and Edge, right? Wasn't it?
Moxley and Copeland.
And Edge.
Yeah.
And Copeland. And then Swerve came out and he right in front of us. We were on the floor and Swerve came out right there and jumped on.
It was MJF and Hangman Page to open the show last year at Revolution.
That's right. It was MJF and Hangman to open the show. That's right. That was a great fucking card, man. That was one of the best cards I've ever been to. That's right. I forgot about that. All right, let's get into our weekly review, and that is our LVD and MVD.
The Hollywood ending took place there with Mariah May and
Toni Storm. The end. That was her dude, she's almost been gone for a year. Holy smokes. I can't believe that. But anyway, our LVD and MVD of the week, where we do our least valuable. No, you're good. Our least valuable. I forgot. You're like reminding. I have such a bad brain. Like, people are like, how was WrestleMania 18? I'm like, it was great. Remember these matches? I'm like, no, I remember like 2. I don't remember anything else. If I go back and watch it, I'm like, oh, I saw that match in person. But LVD and MVD, we're gonna do our least and most valuable dude and dudette of the week. Doesn't mean we love or hate them. It just means they're the worst or best booked. Ryan, who is your LVD of the week? It's a hard one.
It was actually easy for me because I went with the guy that we haven't talked about him, and he's completely irrelevant. But I'm gonna go with Hook, man. Hook making these promos saying that he's the leader of the ops now, and he's going recruiting, but he can't go recruiting tonight. So he sent Shibata to recruit instead because that's what leaders do. And he's the greatest second generation wrestler of all time. What are we doing? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care about this. You could have used that spot for somebody else, or to advance another story, or to highlight one of your titles or something, but you chose to give it to Hook. Like, Hook is great at everything that he does. He's great in the ring. He's great. I mean, he's not really great on the mic, but he needs a mouthpiece. Like, this just isn't doing it for me. Like, Samoa Joe's going to come back, and he going to feud with Hook because Hook is letting all this get to his head. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't care about this.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And the thing is like, this would work for somebody who had a personality. And I love Hook. I want him to go to NXT. I think he would shine there and blow up pretty well. But he just doesn't have that personality to say he's the greatest second generational, because it doesn't even come off as believable or fake. Just comes off as like, huh? But yeah, that's a good take. I'll take that LVD. I have a different one. Are you ready for mine?
Yeah, go for it.
I couldn't think of one. My LVD of the week is Dave Meltzer. The biggest trash person in the history of all of sports media. That's air quotes, people. If you're not watching, you're just listening. This man came out and started a complete lie, made up out of his ass that Brody King was being suspended in a sense because the audience, without him provoking them, chanted "fuck ICE." And so basically he was like, oh, they're so upset and they're not going to put him on TV and they're going to censor it. That fuck ICE chant was so loud at Grand Slam Australia, and they didn't do nothing. Dave Meltzer, once again, starting lies, starting rumors. And not only that, but AEW has got the most publicity they have ever gotten because Tony Khan, for whatever reason, refuses to promote them, like when MJF's on Happy Gilmore 2 and so on. And freaking the Iron Claw movie, that they basically aired it on like the Daily Show and other things where they talked about it and brought up MJF and Brody King and great things. Props to AEW. But once again, man, we need to get rid. If you are listening to Dave Meltzer, stop. Don't even listen to Sean Ross Sapp. But if you need your weekly bullshit from people who make up shit, then go join Sean Ross Sapp. Get rid of Dave Meltzer. This guy is the scum of the earth, and I'm sick of it. Everything he says is just, I hate liars just for clicks. It pisses me off. Get rid of him. You can't report it. It's not an opinion. He doesn't do things as an opinion. These are facts that he is stating. Yeah. And it's bullshit. I'm over it. I'm just sick of it.
Yeah, I am full on agreement. And Dave Meltzer he's blocked us on X. So that's kind of my claim to fame because I called him out for his shoddy reporting, and because I said something to him about him being wrong and everything that he posts, and he was like, I'm not wrong. I was like, dude, you were fucking wrong. Shut up. But he's wrong all the time. And I just my least favorite thing that wrestling fans do, and this drives me up the wall, is they'll go on there and they'll go on these tirades and they'll say, don't listen to Dave Meltzer or any of the dirt sheets. And then 5 minutes later, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the WrestleMania main event is going to add, they're going to add Danhausen to the CM Punk. And I'm like, no, they're not. Like, stop. Like, you just said, don't listen to Dave Meltzer. And now you're using him as clout to push your narrative. Like, is so stupid. I'm so sick of Dave Meltzer. I'm so sick of dirt sheets. That's the reason we stopped doing the two dudes read the news segment, because I got duped by Meltzer with Elias was coming to AEW. You guys remember that story? Elijah had signed his contract and he was coming, and then he shows up in TNA the next day. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not doing this anymore because of Meltzer. So yeah, great take. Meltzer sucks.
The funny thing about that too is what, like, blocking or whatever else, the guy's just like such a, like, I don't know. I think people don't understand that he's from the Wrestling Observer. So they go like, oh, the Wrestling Observer said, like, right now, everybody's running from the Wrestling Observer that Brock Lesnar is going to get added into the Elimination Chamber and feud with LA Knight at WrestleMania. And everyone's mad about it. And I'm like, why are you mad about something that isn't true? It's not true. That's not happening.
LA Knight.
So why are you getting upset by it when it's not true? Don't work. And then all these people, you know, the people who have more followers than I do are all running with it. And then people are clicking all over. Oh my gosh, you're so right. It's not like,
and then they're wrong. And they're like, see guys, this is why we shouldn't listen to the dirt sheets. I'm like, stop. Stop it.
Wheezy. She's gonna tell everybody the bullshit and then make fun of people who believe it when it's her who believes it. Yeah. I'm just
exactly.
But anyway, let's end on a high note. Most valuable dude or dudette. Who do you got?
I feel like there's only one answer here, and it's Swerve Strickland. This guy,
all right, I like
it. He beat Kenny Omega, and then he becomes the biggest heel in AEW by continuing to beat down Kenny Omega. It was an incredible match. It was an incredible episode of Dynamite. It was a great main event, and Swerve just made it that much better with his heel turn and everything. And I am excited to see where this goes. This whole story with Swerve. See what happens with Hangman in the future. See what happens with Kenny Omega when he comes back. See what all this is leading to in the future. But Swerve Strickland, man, he got me excited, and he got me looking forward to the following week in AEW. Yeah, he did.
Stand up, prove it. So that's a great pick. Whoop. Great, like a wee man from Jackass. Oh man, I'm dating myself. I like Swerve. I was gonna go, but I'm going with MJF. He defended his title against a man who squashed him the week earlier. Brody King's a beast. And then he had a great promo with Hangman Page, duped Hangman Page into putting his freaking career wink and never having a title shot ever again if he loses to him. I just think MJF is cooking right now. I think he had a good week, even though I love Swerve and I love that. And I think maybe it should be him. I'm going to go ahead and go with MJF for me, for the dude. MVD of the week.
Yeah, I feel like MJF is the guy that can win it. He's like LeBron.
Every week.
He could win the MVP every year if he wanted to, or not now, but in his prime he could have, so they had to give it to other people. That's how I feel about MJF. Like, he could win it every week. So I got to spread the love to other people.
Spread the love. Spread it open. All right. There you go. That's our AEW week in review. AEW is doing their damn thing. And as always, continue to view our AEW episodes. Do way better. Double
I don't know why.
Every single week more than WWE. So you AEW either hardcore fans or not hard, unless you're here to listen to us shit on them, and we haven't been lately, but we appreciate you guys. So keep tuning in. Tell people about us. We're not just kissing ass. We're here giving real opinions and real true feelings from a pro wrestling perspective, a pro wrestling fan perspective. As always, if you just want to listen to me yappity yap, I'm at my_wrestling_opinion on all your social media. TikTok is where I thrive the most. I just hit over 17,000. So keep helping me try to get to 20 and beyond. And with me, as always, is
Ryan Enjoys Wrestling on all your social media platforms. So go follow me over there. Go follow us on X at 2DudesPC, at Twitch at 2Dudes_with_attitudes, Instagram 2Dudes_with_attitudes podcast, and on TikTok at 2Dudes_with_attitudes. And of course, keep subscribing to our YouTube channel right here on the red play button site at 2Dudes_with_attitudes, where we are blowing up rapidly on AEW. In the last couple of weeks, we've really taken off. We've gained like 17 or 18 new subscribers. We are on an upward trajectory. So appreciate everyone's love and support. Feel free to drop some comments. Tell everyone who your MVD was, who your LVD was. Let us know what you think about some of what we said about AEW this week, and go check out our WWE episode and go drop some comments over there, because we got people viewing, but we need some comments and some engagement. So go do your thing. And then if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify and all the other audio podcast platforms, we appreciate all the love and support. We're in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts. Get us into that top 5%, the top 1%. The way to do that is by dropping 5-star ratings and reviews and telling everyone about your favorite two dudes on the internet. Let's blow this thing up, man. Let's make this our year.
Let's do it. Two Dudes Wolfpack. We out.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. With Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all elite. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time to